Hey guys, Mike WB here, back again with episode 3 of CAW-reer Watch. We are back. We are on the 1st of Jan 2021, reviewing the 2020 calendar year. So the third year in the save, and the wrestler of the year for the first time is one Sami Zayn. Company of the year for the third time in a row goes to New Japan. The team of the year goes to The Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Match of the year, and our first match of the year for a member of the CAW-reer Watch roster to say, goes to The Answer when he was defeated by Kazuchika Okada at New Year Dash right at the beginning of the year. Show of the year also went to New Year Dash. Young Wrestler of the Year went to The Answer yet again, his second in a row, so picking up the awards, The Answer. Veteran Wrestler of the Year goes to John Cena. Now in Impact, I saw. He's a main eventer in Impact Wrestling. I don't think anything happened to him, he just got released. Been in Impact since 2020. Yeah, just got, basically, WWE didn't sign a contract with him, and he signed for Impact. So he's over there now. Not their champion though. Still the most popular worker in the world though. So we might take a look at him depending on how long this episode goes. Female Wrestler of the Year for the first time went to Alexa Bliss. Most Improved Company of the Year went to Ring of Honor. Independent Wrestler of the Year was Frankie the Mobster, who has since the last episode, I think it was the 2020 year, he has starred in a movie. So he is now, I believe, the 11th most popular person across the entire world. It happens a lot for me, actually, Frankie the Mobster, getting TV deals. I'm not sure why, but it's happened to me quite a few times. He's currently just rocking about, not doing a lot, but he's ridiculously over. So we might see him in the WWE soon. Next up, Manager of the Year went to Conan. Announcer of the Year went to Nigel McGuinness. Colour Commentator of the Year went to Corey Graves. And Referee of the Year went to Mike Chioda of the WWE. So, if we jump in to our shortlist and have a look at some of our workers, we see that Arceo's Nick is a main eventer, pay per appearance with DDT. Decent popularity across the world with 70 popularity in Japan. Just his 2 tag teams that he already had, one with Yohei, one with Rion Fujiwara. If we look at his match history for this year, we see in a great year, highest rating of a 97 A-star. So if we have a quick look, see if we can find that one. I don't know if I can order them by show rating. No, it doesn't look like it. So I'll have a quick scroll down. You see a couple of 90s in there. 97 here, when Arceo's Nick defeated Hiroshi Yamato in All Japan on one of their summer tours. So not only as part of DDT, he was also touring with All Japan for a while. So not a bad year for him. We see just over 100 matches for Nick this year, 102 if my calculations are correct, with 65 wins, 4 draws and 33 losses in the year. If we look at his title matches, we see he came up just short in a match against Yuji Okabayashi for the GHC heavyweight title, which was previously held by Wild Sparrow. He then, in a triple threat match, him and Tetsuya Endo lost to Sparrow for the KOD openweight title in DDT. He then lost to Yuji Hino in the final of the King of DDT tournament, and he defeated, in October, he defeated Hiroshi Yamato for the AJPW Triple Crown title, and then left AJPW without having any defences, and then lost the title. So if we have a quick look, we see his one title to date, the Triple Crown title that he won in October 2020 and then lost in December 2020 when he left the company. great booking yet again by All Japan. I believe that's 3 titles now that our guys have won and then dropped without losing. So not a bad year for Nick. We see he's now number 54 in the power rankings. I believe it said he was around 200 the previous year. I believe I can check here. No, I can't check there. But looks, I believe quite a few of the people are just down as extremely egotistical, which I didn't put in, but they appear to, maybe they know how good they are, so they're all a bit cocky. As we move next to Damon Colt, still with AAA. I believe he was with AAA before. I'm getting a bit confused, but I believe he was already with AAA. He's a written upper mid-carder. Still only got that 1 tag team with Stalker Ichikawa. Again, another person who's very popular all over the world. He's slightly more popular in the US and Mexico because of him working in Mexico, and he doesn't have as much popularity in Europe, but still looking very, very strong. If we look though, not as many matches this year for Colt, whether that just be down to stricter competition in AAA, like a lot more competition, or whether he was injured. We'll have a quick look at that in a minute. But 16 wins, 1 draw and 5 losses, so a very good record, but not a massive amount of matches. Best match overall was an 89A, which was a defeat by DQ to Al Messias, who I can't look at, but the name is familiar, so I might have a look at that in a minute. If we have a look at his title matches, we see he's lost 3 title matches this year. Once to Johnny Mundo for the Mega Campeonato, and twice to Drago for the Campeonato Latinoamericano. Some decent matches there, but not the best year for Damon Colt. A good record, but not a lot of matches. And we see no injuries at all this year. So despite being an upper mid-carder in AAA, not having a lot to do. And he has been there, yes, since December 2019. So he spent the entire year in AAA, but only how many was it? Only 22 matches in total. Not the best. But the lowest rating, only a 66, so not too bad of a year in terms of ratings. If we have a look then to Jay Black, and we see a title on Jay Black. Good popularity across the world. His UK and Europe, not the best, but not too bad in general. No tag team still for Black. Yeah, still a lone wolf. As we look at his match history, and we see a highest match rating of 94, which was here when he went to a time limit draw with Johnny Mundo, which obviously a very good match if it went to a time limit draw, getting a 94. Another one though in AAA, not a massive amount of matches, so we might have to look at AAA, look at their schedule. But 23 wins, 2 draws and 7 losses, so 32 matches for Jay Black, 10 more than Damon Colt. If we look at his title matches, we see a lot of title matches here. We see losing to Drago by DQ, probably for this Campeonato Cruzeiro title. He then teamed with Volador Jr. and Alberto Albatron in a defeat to Los Hal Brothers and Psycho Clown for the AAA Lucha Libre World Cup title, which is obviously a 6-man or a 3-man team tournament title. How they can do a World Cup when one of the 2 of them are Mexican and one of them is Australian, I don't know. But then Jay Black defeating Drago for the Cruzeiro title. They're defeating Argenis, Venom, Argenis again, Ludxor, Drago again, Carter Bravo Jr., then losing to Drago for the Campeonato Latinoamericano title, and then retaining his title again against Mascaro de Bronque. I'm butchering all of these names. I apologise to anybody remotely Hispanic for my pronunciation of those names. Not some bad ratings there. Average of 77 in his title matches, an average of 77 overall in all of his matches. So fairly consistent is Jay Black. Not a bad year at all. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successful defences of his Campeonato Cruzeiro title. I think he can be very happy with that. 103rd in the Power 500. I'll take a quick look at Damon Colt. It was 145th. So maybe just the appearances for Nick putting him ahead of the likes of Colt and Black in the power rankings. Next up we have the Fat Scotsman, Ligamento Divertido, currently a written upper mid-carder in CAW, number 44 in the Power 500. I don't believe he was there. Oh, he was. He's only just joined CAW. So if we have a look, the match history. We see at the start of the year spent in New Japan. Then in June joining All Japan on a tour until the end of October. And then he's finally joined CAW. Only had the one match so far. I believe that's a pay-per-view and getting the win. His highest match rating so far being a 95 A-star. I'm going to go down and assume that's in New Japan somewhere. And it is. The team of Kota Ibushi, Rocky Romero and Divertido defeating the team of Okada, Naito and The Answer in a 95. So a very good match. And you now know The Answer's match with Okada must have been a 95 or above. It just shows you how well he's been doing. And a decent year for Divertido, getting 60 wins, 1 draw and 24 losses across the year. And we'll have a quick look at his title matches. See, still no wins for him. He's been teaming with Kai in All Japan a little bit, losing to Akiyama and Suwama twice, both 72s, and losing to Akiyama in singles competition for the Triple Crown title. So unfortunate there for Divertido, no title wins as of yet. I don't think, has he won any at all? No titles yet for Divertido. He's dropped a couple of rankings in the Power 500, but he's now signed for CAW, and he will be hoping he can pick up a title there in the near future. Still no tag team, even though he's had a couple of matches with Kai. Still just that tag team with Nathan and Coulson as the Demolition Crew. Next up, oh, I just noticed, Divertido now at 99 psychology. Everyone started at the same psychology, so it's mad that he's got that high compared to some of the other guys. All the others are around 80. Lidl's has 85, and Divertido up at 99 psychology, which is phenomenal. But next up we have Lidl's coming in at 85 in the power rankings. I had a quick look earlier, and I believe Lidl's is actually the most over around the world out of all of our shortlisted cores. If you click on the most popular tab on the main screen, he is, I believe, number 31, I want to say. Everyone else is lower than that, just because he is in Dragon Gate, he is in DDT, he is in Lucha Underground. So if you look at his popularities, he is very solid across the board. Slightly lower in Europe and the UK, but he is higher than everybody else in total. If we look at his match history, we see he has been around. Highest match rating of a fairly disappointing 86 compared to everybody else, and I believe he had 89 the year before, so not quite had the best match that he did before. But if we look here, it looks like this is his best match for the Lucha Underground Championship, when La Mariposa defeated Lidl's Aaron Solo and Johnny Mundo. It's crazy to see Aaron Solo up there at the top of Lucha Underground. Not who I would have thought would be up there. But 53 wins, 2 draws and 37 losses, so a fairly even year for Lidl's, just coming out ahead in wins compared to his losses. But not the year he would have hoped for, probably. If we take a quick look at title matches, he's had a few. He first off in a defeat to The Answer for the KOD Openweight title. Then a loss to La Mariposa featuring Solo and Prince Puma for the Lucha Underground Championship. Him and Spoiler lost in what appears to be the final of the Dragon Gate Tag League to BB Hulk and Konosuke Takeshita. BB Hulk then defeating Lidl's Masaki Mochizuki and Yamato for the Open the Dream Gate title, and then 2 more losses to the Lucha Underground Championship against Lara Mariposa, both featuring Solo, one featuring Mundo and one featuring Brian Cage. Not bad. 6 losses for titles, which doesn't look great, but he's getting the opportunities, and soon you would think he would get the victory somewhere. We see here actually, it looks like Togi Makabe has signed for Dragon Gate. Yeah, Togi Makabe is in Dragon Gate, so that's a good signing for them. La Mariposa looks to be just dominant in Lucha Underground, and if we see here, loaned a couple of times to Evolve was Lidl's, teaming with Zack Sabre Jr. to defeat the team of Standing Room Only, which is, if I just double check, I put it in the Discord, Jason Kincaid and James Drake, which Evolve have some very weird tag teams. Their current tag champions are Player Dose and Matt Riddle, and I think the next #1 contenders are the team of Ricochet and Orlando Colon, so one of the shining stars. I can't remember which one it is. I think that's Epico, but I'm not sure. But just the one tag team for Lidl still, with the answer as State of Mind, but that's all for him. Next up we have Nathan Coulson, who at number 41 in the power rankings is one member of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions in New Japan, where he's currently touring alongside his paper appearance deals with Lucha Underground and PWG. He's very solid across the board with his popularity. Not so much in Central Europe, apart from Central Europe and France, but the rest of Europe not great, but otherwise fairly solid across the board. 2 tag teams for Nathan Coulson, one with Diva Tito's The Demolition Crew and one with Zack Sabre Jr., which I assume is in PWG as Blackout. Could be in New Japan actually, now that I think about it. But if we look at his match history, we see not a massive amount of matches, 70 matches overall for Nathan Coulson, with a highest match rating of a 96 A-star, which is great. If we have a look down to find that one, again I'm going to assume it's in New Japan, and it is. Nathan Coulson defeating Tetsuya Naito in a 96 on a random tour show, as they always are. If we have a quick look at his title shots, we see in Lucha Underground, Jack Evans, Jeremiah Crane and King Cuerno went to a no contest with JTG, Nathan Coulson and Aerostar for the Lucha Underground trios, before JTG, Nathan Coulson and Escondido defeat Evans, Crane and King Cuerno for that trios title. They then defend it against Joey Ryan, Jack Evans and Angelico, and then Prince Puma and the Wild Boys. I don't know who the Wild Boys are off the top of my head, to be honest. I might have a look at those in a minute if I remember. Then in New Japan at the end of August, he defeated Bushi to win the Super J Cup in New Japan, which is a great win for him. Then unfortunately drop the Lucha Underground Trios titles, it looks like. Maybe his tour ended with Lucha Underground, he started a new one. That's the only thing I can think of, because Ryan, Crane and Evans defeated the Mac, Coulson and JTG to retain the Lucha Underground Trios title. So it looks like JTG and Coulson had a fair bit of a run in Lucha Underground as part of a trios team. Following that then, Nathan and Bushi and Marty Scurll defeated Jay White and Monster Rage for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. So it looks like Bushi and Scurll are a tag team here. So yeah, Bushi and Scurll and Nathan Coulson defeating Jay White and Monster Rage for the tag team titles. Then Blackout, being Nathan and Zack Sabre Jr., beat Rocky Romero and Ospreay for the Super Junior Tag Tournament. So 2 tournament wins for Coulson this year, and a couple of 6-man tag team wins as well. And then you see just before the end of the year, Coulson, Bushi and Skrull defeated Sonada, Cody and Bad Luck Fale to retain that Never Openweight tag team titles. So a good year for Coulson. 9 title matches, 7 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. Also lost their 1 title due to their tour ending. But unfortunately not doing so great in the World Tag League by the looks. Oh no, wait, they did do well in the World Tag League. They got... No, that's Bushi and Skrull. So, interestingly, Bushi and Skrull beating their 6-man tag team partner and his tag team partner in the World Tag League in the first round. So, didn't do great in the World Tag League, but did well in all the other tournaments he's participated in by the looks. And we see another 6-man match there for Coulson with what looks like Derek Bateman, interestingly. So a good year for Coulson. A couple of titles won. New tag team formed with Zack Sabre Jr. And a couple of good deals in terms of his contracts. If we have a quick look at, not that one, at this one. A massive improvement between this year and last year for Coulson in terms of his Power 500. We see now he's currently held 5 titles in this save so far. Won 4 titles this year, which is great, and the one the year before. So he's a 2-time Lucha Underground Trios champion, a 1-time and current Never Openweight 6-man tag team champion. He won the Super J Cup and he won the Super Junior Tag Tournament with Zack Sabre Jr. So a great year for Coulson. We'll see if anyone's matched him. As next up we have Richard Dunsmore. Does he have a contract? He does. With Dragon Gate, he's a touring upper mid-carder, and that popularity has soared for him. He's finally got his deal, he's finally got his move, and let's have a look at how he did. He's currently 304th in the Power 500, and he had 47 matches this year, so not a massive amount, but a decent, well, is effectively his first year now. 47 matches, 27 wins, 1 draw and 19 losses. A highest match rating of 79, which isn't the best, but he's had to work his way up the Dragon Gate card, so probably not working with the best people to begin with. His best match coming in a victory over Shingo Takagi, which isn't too bad, I should say. Joined them in September, so not been there long, had to wait a while, had to struggle in the British independent scene. Losing to the likes of HC Dyer is just not great for him at all. If we look at his title, no title matches for Dunsmore this year. The first person, I think, to not have a title match. So he's getting there. He's getting there very slowly. No tag teams for him yet, but we'll have to keep an eye on him next year. Hopefully he will finally prove what he can do. Okay, next up we have The Answer, currently touring with New Japan Pro Wrestling as a main eventer, and currently on a paper appearance deal with DDT as a main eventer. And as we see, he's number 15 in the power rankings, probably due to that match of the year with Okada and the fact he won the Young Wrestler of the Year for the 2nd time in a row. As we look at his popularity, he's just insane all over the world. He's just got that one tag team with Lidl's as State of Mind. If we have a quick look at his match history, we will see he did it. He got that 100 A-star match. He has another one as a 97 up here against Okada again. He has a 96 against Naito, another 95 against Okada. Just doing phenomenal stuff in New Japan. Another 95 against Naito there, another 94 against Okada at the bottom. If we look here, he had a 98 against Okada, literally the couple of days or the week before Wrestle Kingdom and New Year Dash. He had that 100, had a 97 here. Just an incredible year for The Answer. finishing with 47 wins, 2 draws and 21 losses with an average rating of an 86B+. If we have a look at his title matches, we see at Wrestle Kingdom he came up short alongside Okada and Maccabi for the openweight 6-man titles, losing to Naito, Goto and Shibata, before beating Kento Miyahara in DDT for the KOD openweight title, which I believe stands for King of DDT, but I might be making that up. He then defended it against Lidl's. He lost out to Shibata for the IWGP heavyweight title. Okada and Shibata lost out to Naito, Tanahashi and Takahashi for the openweight 6-man titles there. Then he defended his KOD openweight against Daisuke Harada, Shotaro Ashino and Kazuki Hashimoto, just getting better and better as he did. So a great year for the Answer. Just phenomenal matches all year. His lowest rating all year was a 75, and it looks like he's actually here against Daisuke Harada for the openweight title. But just great matches all year. A good win-loss record as well. Some good title wins. If we have a look now at his title history, we see only the one title for him, that openweight title in DDT, but he's currently got 4 defences on it. He's a 2-time Young Wrestler of the Year winner, and he's ranked number 15 in the world. So you have to say it was a great year for the Answer. And next up, we have The Who, currently 59th in the Power 500, also working for DDT as a main eventer. If we have a quick look at his match history, we will see 48 wins, 1 draw and 30 losses. So a busy year for The Who, fairly evenly matched. As we can see, spent a fair amount of time in Noah. His tour must have just ended, as well as a tour with Dragon Gate, which started off in March. So the fact that he's currently now, I don't know if he was in DDT the whole time and just didn't appear for them because of the other companies he was with, because he does have the 1 match for DDT here, but I think that's the only match he's had with them. So just a couple of tours for The Who. Highest match rating of a 91, which we will have a look for. I can't see it there. Was it back at the top somewhere? 91, here it is. The Who defeating Hayato Jr. Fujita in Noah at Great Voyage in Yokohama. A lowest match rating of a 63, which isn't too bad. Yuji Okabayashi. Any title matches? Just the 1 title match for The Who when Aaron Solo defeated him, Spoiler, and Masato Yoshino to retain the WWN Championship on a Dragon Gate show. So not many title matches for The Who, but he's been doing solid in DDT. He's near the top of the card. Got some good popularity across the world. So he will be hoping to push on in the coming years. No tag teams for him. Next up we have Trip Kendrick, currently in CMLL as in our written deal as an upper mid-carder. That 1 tag team with Okamura as double top. Some good popularity across the world for Kendrick. If we have a quick look at his match history, we see a busy year, 47 wins, 2 draws, 30 losses, a highest rating of a 96A star, which is great. Unfortunately, his lowest rating being 47D, not great. Spent a lot of his time in All Japan before moving to CMLL, and before that toured with New Japan as well. Was on that New Year's Dash show, which got Show of the Year, losing to Zack Sabre Jr. for the Junior Heavyweight title. Have a quick look at his other title matches. We see Hiromu Takahashi and himself defeated Romero and Ospreay to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles that they had won at the end of the previous year. But obviously when his deal with New Japan ended, he lost that title without losing it. And Trip Kendrick, while he was in All Japan, defeated John Hennigan for the AJPW Royal Road Tournament I can't remember if he won it the last year or if someone else won it, but we've now had 2 winners of that Royal Road tournament, I believe. I'll have a quick look at title history. So yeah, he's won it once. Someone else won it the year before. I can't quite think who it was off the top of my head. But we've had 2 winners of that tournament now. And 47th in the Power 500 for Kendrick. I think he dropped 1 place, it just said. So not a bad year for him. He'll be hoping that he can also do quite well in CMLL next year. And then finally, we come to Wild Sparrow, currently touring as a main eventer with New Japan, while also being a main eventer in DDT. Currently 30th in the Power 500. Still no more tag teams other than his one with Jay Lethal. Solid popularity around the world. And if we look at his match history, we see 42 wins, 1 draw and 31 losses. So a good year for Sparrow. 95 A-star, highest rating is very good. You see here, he defeated Tetsuya Naito for that 95 at the end of October while touring with New Japan. So not bad. You see another 93 here between him and Naito, a 94 here between him and Naito. So him and Naito, good chemistry, doing very well in terms of their match ratings. There's another 94 here actually between Arceus Nick and Sparrow in the King of DDT tournament. If we have a look at title matches, we see Sparrow defeated Tetsuya Endo for defeated Tetsuya Endo and Arceus Nick for the King of DDT openweight title, but then lost it 2 weeks later to Kento Miyahara. So no defences for Sparrow, which is slightly disappointing, but at least he did end up getting that win. If we look at his title history, he now has 4 titles. 4 titles for Sparrow. The Dragon Gate Open the Brave Gate, the Open the Triangle Gate with Jay Lethal and Gamma, the GHC Heavyweight and the King of DDT Openweight. And we see 30 from the power rankings is good. He's improved on last year by quite a bit. So I don't think he can complain with that one. But that's all the people we've gone through. We'll just have a very, very, very quick look at the company wars. As we see, WWE still on top as an international company. Impact coming up after that with Colt. You see CMLL has dropped from national to Colt, as has AAA. New Japan still at national. I think all of these guys are pretty much the same. Ring of Honor has gone up to national from Colt. I think DDT might have moved up from regional to Colt. Same with AJPW, they've gone from Colt to national. Stardom's gone up to Colt, I believe. But other than that, I think pretty much everyone is the same. Maybe a couple of people gone up and down. I think Evolve might have gone from regional to small. But nothing too major so far. We see actually Evolve has only just gone down here, which was why I looked at them to look at their tag teams. As you see, Yahai and Nighthawk, Player Dose and Matt Riddle, their current champions, Ricochet and Orlando Colon, and Standing Room Only. But that's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon for the 2021 review. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.